Today I have a question here to solve. The question says 3 to power x plus 5 equals to 5 to power x plus 5. Now, the first thing to take note here when you see a problem like this is that for us to solve something like this, you have to take note that when we have something like this, a to power m plus n. I've said this in my previous videos before. When you see something like this, you can just split it out as a to power m then times a to power n. Do you get what I did here now? So I just split the power by what? Making this to be this, to be this, to be this. So now the inverse of this is also what? This. Do you get that? Now we have 3 to power x plus 5 here. So we can write it in this what? In this form here. The same thing to what? To 5 here. So now we have what? 3 to power what? X times 3 to power what? 5 equals to, now the same thing to this part here now. We have what? 5 to power x, right? Times 5 to power what? To power 5. So now we continue from here. Now, our aim is to bring anything to power x to this part, to this side here, and ordinary numbers what? To the other side. Now we can see that this is 5 to power x here. So we want it to this side, and this 3 to power 5 here to what? To the other side. Now, so what do we do from here? We divide. We divide by what? 5 to power x and 3 to power 5. Let's see how it goes. Now we have what? Divided by this becomes over 5x times what? 3 to power 5. Now we are dividing with that two numbers. Now we have what? Over this one to what? Over, we have what? 5x times 3 to power 5. Now look at this point here. This here what? We cancel out with this. Now we are now left with what? This 2 here. And that's what we actually want. We want what? 3x over what? Over 5x here. Then equals to, now what is the common value here? We can say 5x and 5x, right? So 5x and 5x also what? Goes out. We are left with what? 5 to power what? To power 5 over what? 3 over 3 to power 5. Now we can see that s is common to both numbers here. So we just what? Bring it out in a bracket. This becomes, we have what? 3 over 5. Then into bracket what? Into bracket x to power x here. Then equals to, now this 2, now we have what? 5 common. So we bring out what? 5 also. We have 5 to over 3. Then everything to power what? To power 5. Now the next thing for us to do here is to make sure that we are having what? The same factor here. Now we can see that this is 3 over 5, this is 5 over 3. Now we look for the inverse of this. The inverse of this becomes 3 over 5. Now it will be carrying a negative sign here. It becomes negative 1 times 5. So this one we change. Now let's see what we have here now. We have what? We have 3 over 5. We just what? Manipulate that. This becomes 3 over 5 here. Then it will be having what? Negative 1. So when we change this back, it becomes this. Now we have a power here before, that's what? Times 5. Now we have what? 3 over 5 into bracket power x equals what? 3 over 5 minus 1 times 5 becomes what? Minus 5. It becomes minus 5 there. So now from here we can now see now that what? The denominator are now what? The same thing. So this is the same thing to this, so it can what? Go out from here. We have what? X equals what? Negative 5. That's the answer.